Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon, and thanks so much for starting your week with us here on MTN News. I'm Aja Goare. Our top story today: on this Labor Day, firefighters are working around the clock to stop countless fires raging across Montana. About a dozen major wildfires are burning in the western part of the state alone. The Lolo Peak fire is burning 45,000 acres in Missoula and Ravalli counties. The fire is moving westward, prompting new evacuations for about 200 people. Residents west of Highway 93 on the north side of Bass Creek Road north to the south side of Hannaford Avenue and west of Florence Carlton Loop were told to leave. New evacuation warnings went out for about 10 homes along Highway 12 between Bear Creek Road and Graves Creek Road along the Highway 12 corridor. The orders come as spot fires on the western edge of the blaze grew to a 300-acre area outside the primary containment line.
You're looking behind as you're shutting the door for the last time, wondering, should I have packed this, and am I going to see my house again, and do I want to see it again if everything around me is burnt,
Evacuees should check in with the Ravalli County Search and Rescue Command at the Stevensville Super 1. Unrelated to the Lolo Peak fire, but still a burden on those local resources, an overnight house fire in Lolo caused multiple explosions. Firefighters were called to a home on Monty Lane around 1 a.m. The fire ignited ammunition in the house, causing loud explosions. No injuries were reported, though the home is a total loss. Emergency officials say the blaze started independent of the wildfire. Its cause is under investigation. Meanwhile, the Rice Ridge fire in Seeley Lake is now burning 55,000 acres after fire managers say unexpected activity caused explosive growth. The fire grew nearly 15,000 acres over the weekend, prompting evacuation orders and warnings today in Powell County. The evacuation order affects all of the Coopers Lake area. The warning area is for homes north of Highway 200, with the west and east boundaries being Missoula and Lewis and Clark counties. The lightning-sparked fire remains at 18% containment. Glacier National Park officials ordering everyone to leave the park due to the Sprague Fire's growth. The 9,400-acre fire spread into the Lincoln Creek drainage. Evacuations were ordered for Lake McDonald Lodge area, the Sprague Creek Campground, the Avalanche Campground, and about 55 private residences. The park's historic Sperry Chalet was lost in the Sprague fire last week, and park managers are hopeful the same fate won't befall Lake McDonald Lodge.
We do have road access. We can get engines in there. We can get more personnel and more equipment in there. We have the lake right there. They have pumps to get water out of the lake itself. They have quite an extensive plumbing system with hoses so that if it would become necessary, they have some of those tools to help protect those structures.
The fire is 6,800 acres and 35% contained. Several structures near Eureka were lost when the Caribou Fire in Lincoln County made a 4-mile run on Saturday. The Caribou Fire is burning about 17,000 acres 21 miles northwest of Eureka. The fire doubled in size, burning an unknown number of structures in the West Kootenai area. A full evacuation order for the West Kootenai area remains in effect today. Meanwhile, the Gibraltar Fire is burning 7,000 acres just east of the Caribou Fire. A public meeting for both fires will be held at 7 o'clock tonight at the Eureka High School. The Red Cross opened a shelter at the Church of God in Eureka. A section of Highway 200 is closed and evacuations are underway as the Alice Creek fire burns about 15 miles northeast of Lincoln. Mandatory evacuations were ordered for residents on both sides of Highway 200 from mile marker 92 to 100. A pre-evacuation notice has been called for the Alice Creek Basin and Tom's Gulch areas. 1 ranch and 10 cabins are threatened. The Alice Creek fire has burned about 17,000 acres and is 5% contained. And finally, the 99,000-acre Sarton Draw fire in Custer County, northeast to the Northern Cheyenne Indian Reservation, is now 85% contained. Firefighters and local ranchers were able to mop up hotspots in most areas of the fire this weekend. Nearby, the Battle Complex fires burning in Bighorn County and into Wyoming are 90,000 acres. Another notable fire, and the Snyder Fire, burning nearly 7,000 acres east of Colstrip. Turn now to the weather scene, and Ed, it seems like forever since we've had rain. Do we have anything in the forecast?
It's so dry and continues to look that way as we start looking through this week, Asia. Let's go ahead and take a look. Air quality continues to be top of mind, and there's a real division today between western and eastern Montana, where things are starting to clear out a little bit east of the divide. We've had some extremely bad conditions in the western portion of the state, even to the Flathead Valley, showing in moderate condition today. But our weather watcher Patty says that's probably being a little kind. Air quality warnings into effect for that portion of the state, but fire weather warnings across the eastern portion of the state. We've got better air quality, but that's because the winds have started to increase, and that northerly wind is bringing in cooler temperatures. We'll talk more about that with the forecast coming up.
Thanks, Ed. And Texas is also struggling with some weather issues. Hurricane Harvey flooded several highly toxic waste sites near Houston, and federal officials are planning to check them for possible damage. CBS's Danielle Nottingham reports.
Water flowed from the Addicks Reservoir in Houston Monday morning, flooding the surrounding neighborhoods. Officials also released water from a second Houston reservoir, forcing the mandatory evacuation of residents.
It's really upsetting. I can't even believe it's happening here.
The controlled release is expected to continue for weeks. The Army Corps of Engineers says it's necessary to avoid a much bigger catastrophe.
A project is built to handle a certain size event, and if you get an event bigger than that, something's got to give.
In the Houston suburbs, debris lines the streets as people begin the long road to recovery. And in Beaumont, Texas, National Guardsmen airlifted in water to flood victims.
It's so far from over. There's so much more that has to be prepared from here.
The Environmental Protection Agency is checking out several toxic waste sites in southeast Texas today that have been flooded from Harvey. Here in Channelview, Texas, people who live near the San Jacinto River Superfund waste site are worried about damage and possible contamination.
You can't eat anything off the property.
Why? And why is that?
Because of the dioxin. And now this is even worse.
Do you think you'll be able to build here again?
No.
In Crosby, Texas, evacuated residents near the disabled chemical plant are being allowed back home after officials successfully finished controlled burns of highly flammable chemicals. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Channelview, Texas.
The governor of Texas estimates the storm caused $180 billion in damage. In other news today, tensions are escalating after North Korea's sixth and most powerful nuclear test on Sunday. The rogue nation claims it tested a hydrogen bomb capable of causing mass destruction on the U.S. mainland. CBS's Mola Langi tells us how the Trump administration plans to respond.
South Korea launched ballistic missiles and scrambled fighter jets in a show of force following North Korea's largest ever nuclear test. The North claims it tested a hydrogen bomb and declared its mission a perfect success.
It is not only a much more powerful weapon, but it might also have been something that is more miniaturized. In theory, at least be able to fit on the warhead of a long-range missile.
Sunday's blast at North Korea's main nuclear test site created a man-made earthquake felt in China and Russia. Scientists believe it was potentially 10 times more powerful than North Korea's last nuclear test and at least 5 times the explosive power of the bombs the United States dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki at the end of World War II. The Trump administration is again warning North Korean leader Kim Jong-un to stop his country's nuclear program or face serious consequences.
Any threat to the United States or our allies will be met with a massive military response.
Enough is enough.
At today's emergency meeting of the UN Security Council, UN Ambassador Nikki Haley argued for the toughest sanctions possible.
War is never something the United States wants. We don't want it now. But our country's patience is not unlimited.
President Trump has already threatened to stop trading with any country that does business with North Korea. Mola Langi, CBS News, Washington.
Switzerland has proposed trying to mediate the crisis. Straight ahead on the noon news, wildfires ravaged California, inching toward Los Angeles. We'll take you there. But first, Ed has our own weather forecast. Stay with us.
You're watching